Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday. Cheers. Tonight is an interesting topic. Topic on death. Coming at you a little differently. You can tell I shaved quite a bit. Also wearing a backwards hat and don't do it often. But let's talk about death. Because who doesn't want to talk about death? Our own mortality can be a very awkward topic to think about. A lot of us don't want to think about our own mortality because we're fearful of the fact that our life is going to eventually come to an end. We're very fearful of the fact that we'll no longer exist, but we're also fearful of the fact that we're not living our fullest life, right? We're going to leave stuff behind, right? We're going to leave things unsaid, actions undone, right? If we can retrain that thought process a bit, and if we lived a full life, would we be as fearful of death? I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about, though. Let's dive into that a little bit. So, I do have to quote Gandalf from Lord of the Rings because he's got a great quote in there in Fellowship of the Ring. But we have to decide what to do with the time that's given to us, right? Unfortunately, we don't know how much time is given to us, right? We don't know how much time we've used up so far. We don't know how much time we have left. All we know is right now, in this moment, right? What we're doing in this moment. That's all we have, right? Tomorrow's not guaranteed. The past is the past, right? We don't know how much time we have moving forward. And as awkward and as morbid it is to talk about our own mortality, it's also necessary, right? Because it's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna die. Everything in my life is gonna die. My family is gonna die. My friends are gonna die. It's just reality. It's what's gonna happen eventually. And even saying that out loud, it kind of makes my stomach churn a little bit talking about it. And I don't care who you are, right? Unless you're a Buddhist monk. And impermanence is like grilled into you. It's going to get kind of awkward talking about it. But the point is to feel the awkwardness, yes, but it's also to feel that, with the timeline that we do have on this earth, in this world, right, in this spirit, right, in this realm, if you will, whatever. With the time we do have, what are we going to decide to do with it, right? Do we want to either live your typical life of, well, grow up, get a job, get married, have kids, die, which is fine, right? If that's what makes you happy, floats your boat, nothing wrong with that. Or B, right? Do we decide to, you know what? I have these things over here that I've always wanted to do in my life, right? I have these things that at one point made me feel alive, that just invigorated me, right? That just, sparked this energy in me that I didn't know was even existed. I didn't know was possible. And I don't do them anymore because of maybe I got married, had kids, right? Or whatever, or got a boyfriend, got a girlfriend, right? And then they don't like that stuff, right? Because it's weird to them. But over here on the other side, I have this other part of me that really, really enjoys these things. But now I don't do them. What I've seen through my health coaching over years is that people who were at one point here in their life where they were grinding, they had that dog, right? As ET says, right? They were hustling, they were going for this unimaginable dream to some people, right? Then all of a sudden they get complacent, right? They meet someone, they get married, they have kids, and then this life over here stopped. But then now they're over here. And now those are the people that they start to make a whole lot of excuses that, well, I truly do love my life and I love everything I do. And maybe you do deep down, maybe you do love that, but there's always this part of you over here that's this burning desire deep within you that's unfulfilled. I've talked to these people for years and I can pick up on it in a heartbeat now, right? I can pick it out like clear as day, right? When I hear it, Just little sirens go off right in my head. I can't say my fingers were shit. I just never could. I don't know. Not good at it. But yeah, and so talking about death and recognizing your own mortality, the idea is for that to be very freeing, right? Very freeing in the sense that you just don't give a fuck about a lot of things anymore. You stop caring about stuff that doesn't matter. This is not still family, kids over here, by the way, it's just another part now. But you just stop caring about things that don't matter, all those superficial things that are irrelevant to your happiness, right? And you start caring about stuff that truly, truly makes you happy, deep down makes you happy, right? Whatever that means to you. And I'm just talking about like surface level happiness. I'm talking about like fucking I can't control how happy I feel right now, right? That kind of happiness, right? I can't even imagine. I didn't never knew this was possible kind of happiness, right? And you can achieve that happiness. It's possible to do that. Um, so again, recognizing your own mortality, that things are going to come to an end. The idea is to help us live more fully in the moment, right? It's to help us live a more fulfilled life, do the things that we've always wanted to do, pursue the things we've always wanted to pursue, and let go of all the bullshit, right? Let go of the bullshit that doesn't matter. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Fantastic book. Watched a documentary like twice now. It's fucking amazing. And Mark Manson makes such a great point in there. In the face of death, all the superficial bullshit goes away, right? He kind of relates that to walking towards the edge of a cliff, right? When you're at the edge of a cliff and you're this close, right? You're this close to ending your own life, right? What do you think about in those moments, right? All you think about is your life, right? You don't think about the car you have. You don't think about the house you have. You don't think about how much money you have. You think about your life, right? And your happiness, how you feel on the inside, right? As a flight instructor and a pilot, and other pilots can resonate to this too, we have a career where we have a lot of moments that are like, that was close, right? I've had those moments as a flight instructor, right? Where maybe the students don't know it. Maybe my, scenic flight passengers didn't know it. Maybe I didn't even know at the time, right? But I've had a couple of moments now where maybe they weren't as close as what I give them credit for, but they were close enough to where it made me cringe a little bit at the inside, right? Looking back at it. And I know all pilots out there that would ever see this have had moments like that too, whether it's you're a flight instructor, whether you're flying for Delta, Sun Country, Southwest, SkyWest, Endeavor, Envoy, VistaJet, it doesn't matter who you're flying for, right? We've all had moments in our life as pilots where we've kind of skirted, right? skirted that thin line of life and death, right? We've had those moments. And in those moments, think back to how you felt, right? If you can think back to how you felt in that moment, all you cared about was just getting to the moment and being alive, right? That's in that moment, that's all you gave a shit about, right? That's all you cared. Nothing else mattered. Your house didn't matter, money didn't matter, right? Your car didn't matter, right? The whatever else, none of it mattered. What mattered was that moment, right? That's all. And that's when you think about death, that's kind of what I would like to, hopefully I want to get to more, right? And I would like to help other people get to more is like, when we talk about death, it doesn't have to be a bad discussion. It doesn't have to be more, it doesn't have to be awkward or weird. It's being vulnerable, right? But it's also just being realistic. And it's going to help us, if we can cultivate that thought a little bit and recognize our own mortality, it's going to help us live more fully, more present all the time, right? We're not going to give a shit about stuff that doesn't matter, right? I love sports, right? I grew up in Wisconsin. I love the Packers. So what if you're from Minnesota, like love the Vikings and you hate me now? Sorry. I don't hate the Vikings. They're my second favorite team, but I love the Packers. For the longest time, it used to be like this, right? If the Packers lost on a Sunday, I'd be like, the next 3 days of my life would just be like shit, right? Or 2 or 3 days, right? It was ridiculous. And I think back to that, and it's only a few years ago. I'm like, because something like a sports team lost on a Sunday, it fucked up the next 2 or 3 days of my life, like mentally. Like, I couldn't get over that fact. Like, yeah, I obviously still went to work and I still did all my duties. I still did my due diligence. I still sought some happiness, but it fucked with me mentally, right? For like 2 or 3 days. And it's ridiculous to think that people I'm watching on national television who will never know me, who will never give a shit about me, and I give so much shits about them and if they win or not. Same thing goes for, and I just lost my train of thought. I mean, same thing goes, it goes for anything in life. It goes for sports. It goes for any sports in life. It goes for anything we put thought into and we put emotions into that we care so much about. But the things that we care so much about, a lot of times they don't directly actually affect our personal life, right? So why do we give a shit so much about it? Why do we care? Right? If we're all gonna die someday, again, who knows when, right? We don't know how much time we've used so far, and that's a scary thought, right? How much time do you think you've used so far? I'm 34 years old here, for God's sakes. I don't know how much time I've used, right? I this could be my last year for all I know. Um, it's a scary thought. But going back to video of fear, false evidence appearing real, right? That scary thought is just, it's false evidence that appears real inside your mind. It doesn't have to be scary. It's meant to actually help us live a more fulfilled life. Knowing that things are going to end is going to help us not give a shit about stuff that doesn't matter in our life anymore. Whether that's, and it can be anything. It can be a job you got let go from, an old relationship, right? It could be just any past part of you that you need to let go of and not be a part of you ever again. We can let that go because it doesn't matter. In the broad scheme of reality, it doesn't matter, right? All that matters is where we're at right now in this moment. What do we need to decide to do with the time that we have left on this planet, right? And let's use that concept to help us live a more fulfilled life, right? Let's use that concept to focus on making ourselves as happy as we can every single day, right? And if we're not doing our dream life yet, if we're not, if you're a pilot and you're a flight instructor and you're not working for the airlines yet, you haven't got your class date yet, you're not where you want to be yet, right? You're doing things every single day to get you closer to where you want to be, right? And it's frustrating, and I get it. I'm in that boat as a flight instructor right now. I have 720 hours. I try to do 60 hours a month, right? It's not an insane amount, but I have another full-time job at the college teaching and doing my administrative work. But again, you guys, if anyone watches this, I work 7 days a week, right? It's anywhere between 8 to 12 hours every single day, and it's a lot, right? And there are certain days where I'm just like, I am tired. I am fed up with it. Like deep down, I am tired, and I'm so sick of working this much, right? But it's a means to an end, obviously, but also I have to catch myself and understand the fact that I'm choosing this, A, and B, why in God's name would I ever be unhappy in a day where I'm putting in 8 to 12 hours of work, helping people, which I love doing, flying, which I love doing, eating good food, which I love doing, getting good sleep, drinking coffee, reading a good book. And I mean, I'm doing so many things I love doing throughout the day. And I don't even realize it. And I don't think any of us realize it too. Like, right? We wake up and we dread having to go to work. If you're again a flight instructor, dread going to train students to build hours to get to the next point in life. But in reality, if you're not happy with what you're doing right now, some part of you, and it's not might be a big part, but some part of you is not going to be fully happy when you get to the airlines and you're making more money, right? You may think you will be, right? And that's a lie you can tell yourself all you want, right? But if you're not happy with what you're doing right now, you're not going to be happy just by making more money. You're not going to be more happy by just flying a bigger jet, right? You'll be superficially more happy, sure, right? That's for sure. You'll be more happy in that regard, making more money, flying a bigger jet. But there's always a deeper part of you right now that if you're not truly happy with who you are as a person, right, and what you're doing right now, that's not going to change 6 months from now when you have a better job. It just won't. And you can lie to yourself all you want. It's not going to change. Why do I know that? Because I've been through that multiple times. I've said the same thing multiple times in my life. I have a lot of, this ain't my first rodeo, right? So how do I get through it? As a pilot, I have my days. Yes, I'm not saying, right, is that you're going to be fucking jolly, go happy every single day of your freaking life. No, that's not real, right? You're going to have your days like anyone does, like I do. But more often than not, if you can take a step back and be like, I am truly happy with who I am as a person. I recognize the fact that I am going to die someday, but I am doing everything I can every day to make the best life for myself as possible, for myself, for my friends, for my family, and to build this life that I want to live, right? Um, so if you can do that, I think we're sitting okay. But again, you have to be willing to look at your reality for what it is right now in your life. And you have to recognize your own mortality and understand that, you know what, if I'm not truly happy with where I'm at right now, even though where I'm at might kind of suck, right? You have to focus on reframing your mindset a little bit and refocus, reframe a little bit, and figure out what am I not doing right now for myself. Because again, death is going to happen, right? If you're not where love who you are right now in this moment, 6 months from now, when you're working for SkyWest or Delta, right? There's going to always be a part of you, always, right? And it's guaranteed to always be a part of you that you're always seeking something a little more, right? You're always seeking a little more money. You're always seeking a little nicer car. You're seeking a little bit of a hotter girlfriend or a hotter boyfriend, right? You're seeking a little better house. You're just always seeking something a little better, um, just to fulfill a void that only you mentally and spiritually can fulfill. That's my thoughts. So, fun little video on mortality and death. Again, when you face death, all the superficial bullshit goes aside, right? You'll find out real fast what truly matters in your life when instances like this happen, right? What actually truly matters to you, that is. So, anyway, hope you guys maybe took something from this. Again, I'm trying to be totally vulnerable right now, just being me, sharing my emotions, sharing my thoughts with everyone. Coaching is 100% available. My email address is on YouTube. It's not it's flyinghealthcoach@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. If anyone needs to talk, again, if you just need to talk, need to get stuff off your chest, I'm here for you. If I can offer advice, if you want advice and want help, I can offer that too. Like I said, I can offer help with nutrition, exercise. I can offer help in a lot of areas. So I want to do it, want to help everybody. Um, and it's interesting too in my life right now. I'm wanting to help more people because I also want help in my life, right? That's kind of how us health coaches are. You start coaching on stuff that you want, right? And right now I'm doing this YouTube channel and Instagram and all this stuff and trying to help more people. But I know in reality, I also want help. So it's interesting how that dynamic goes. Which thankfully I'm able to get. I have a fantastic group of friends, fantastic group of friends. I have a fantastic support system, and I could be more blessed with how many people are helping me. Our chief dispatch officer made this great logo, right? I mean, I have a great friend group that will talk and shoot the shit with me about life and spirituality. So it's pretty good, and I want that for everyone out there. I want that for all pilots out there. I hope that people can reach out to me, feel comfortable talking to me about everything that's going on in their life, and if I can help you, I can promise you I will. So anyway, there's Sunday night. Pete. Peace.